All right, this is John Colo at DiscountJuicers.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you, and I'm actually coming at you from a trade show here in Anaheim, California at the Omega booth. I got special permission this morning to be filming here for you guys, to share with you guys something super important, super critical. About a year ago at this same trade show, I juiced wheatgrass. And I juiced wheatgrass in the Omega VSJ843, just whole, uncut pieces of grass, and I mean, it worked. So I can't say that the vertical juicer does juice wheatgrass. That being said, if you watch that video, which I'll post a link down below, you'll see that maybe it didn't work the best. So this year's video, actually, I'm gonna show you guys the best way that I've come up with so that you guys can actually juice the wheatgrass in the VSJ843, which is my favorite vertical single auger juicer, or virtually any other vertical juicer on the market. That being said, if you are considering purchasing a juicer, I would encourage you guys actually, and you want to juice a lot of wheatgrass, sprouts, and leafy greens, don't get it vertical, right? The vertical juicers are good juicers because they juice everything in the world. They'll juice fruits really well, better than most other juicers out there. They'll juice hard vegetables fairly well. They'll juice leafy greens really well. But you know, on some things they just don't do quite as well as others. So if you want to juice a lot of leafy greens, wheatgrass, and sprouts, that's where I would encourage you guys to get something like this. This is the Omega NC800, which is my favorite horizontal single auger machine. Gets high yields, has a nice wide feed chute. It takes about half the time to clean as a vertical. That being said, this one will take you a little bit longer to use, especially if you're juicing lots of carrots and things. But for the wheatgrass, even for medicinal cannabis and other herbs, this is the machine you're gonna wanna get for sure. So, but that being said, I know a lot of you guys might have the vertical already or considering buying a vertical, and you want to know, does it juice wheatgrass? Because I'm gonna juice wheatgrass once a week, or you know, once in a blue moon or whatever like that. And the fact of the matter is that yes, it will. The vertical juicer is most versatile to me. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started without further ado. So we got you know, the fresh wheatgrass here. This was actually just shipped in, overnighted, arrived yesterday. And I would encourage you guys, number one, if you guys are gonna be juicing wheatgrass, number one thing is to grow it yourself fresh. That way you're gonna get the highest quality wheatgrass. And number two, you're only gonna cut it off the flat, cut it from growing right before you juice it, right? In my opinion, pre-cut grass like this bagged up is not the most optimal. You know, as you cut it and you juice it, it's still living, it's still alive. There's lots of phytonutrients, phytochemicals. Once you cut the grass and you put it in refrigeration, right, the nutrients start to decline. Not to say that this wheatgrass is worthless, right? If you guys absolutely can't grow your own wheatgrass or don't want to, you know, hey, buy some good quality wheatgrass that was like cut the day it was shipped to you, right? Don't buy wheatgrass that's been sitting around for a week, you know, at the store near you, because it's a lot, you know, the nutrients have been lost. And how you could tell how old the wheatgrass is take a look at it, right? You guys can see the package there. Really nice, dark, rich green grass, right? If it starts to turn yellow or is looking a bit yellowish, I mean, it'll look a little bit yellowish at the bottom. That's some really old stuff you do not want to be juicing. So I guess the main thing you need to do to juice the wheatgrass in a vertical is to prepare it properly. That's super critical, right? Don't just take the wheatgrass out of the package and just shove it through like I did, you know, about a year ago. And once again, the video is down below so you guys can see that. You got to prepare this properly, and the best way to do this is, like I encourage you guys with all your leafy green vegetables in any vertical juicer, is to chop them up. And I encourage you guys to chop up leafy green vegetables into 1/8 inch or minimum 1/4 inch pieces, things like celery, kale, collard greens, bok choy, anything with strings in it, Swiss chard, that are gonna get stuck in the juicer. And likewise, we're gonna do that with the wheatgrass. We got a little container here, and all we're simply gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and take out some of the wheatgrass here, and we're just gonna hold it over this container. We got some scissors here, and we're just gonna go ahead and snip this off. So as you guys can see, we're snipping off little pieces of wheatgrass. And this might get a little bit messy, and it's gonna take me a long time to snip off all this wheatgrass, but what I'm gonna do is I'm snipping it into, like, try to snip it into 1/8 inch or 1/4 inch pieces. And we're just gonna do handfuls at a time. And we're gonna come back at you basically when I have cut up 1 pound of wheatgrass, because I'm gonna use 1 whole pound in wheatgrass that's been cut up, and we're gonna see how it does in the Omega VSJ843. All right, so as you guys can see, about halfway done cutting all this wheatgrass up. We're making some progress, and I was thinking about a few things. Number one, you know, if you want to juice a lot of wheatgrass, don't recommend this technique. You know, it takes a long time to cut this up with scissors. If you're gonna do once in a while, it's not that bad. And the other thing I want to let you guys know about is that, you know, I go out of my way to make a lot of different videos. I have over 500 videos on this channel right now dedicated to sharing with you guys all the different juicers and blenders and dehydrators and comparing them and showing you guys special intricate things that basically other people are not doing. Who else is cutting up wheatgrass, you know, taking a good 15 minutes to cut up wheatgrass for you guys to show you guys actually how to best juice it in the Omega VSJ juicer or any other vertical juicer. So I want to encourage you guys, if you guys enjoy my videos, like my videos, I've helped you out in even a little bit of an iota in your health quest of juicing, buying a juicer. I would encourage you guys to support me in my work, right? If you might make your purchase at discountjuicers.com, that directly allows me to continue to keep my lights on at home, buy my food, and do everything I do for you guys. And if you make your purchase at another place, big box store, direct through Omega, I mean, as good as they are, I don't get the credit, I don't make the money, and I might not be able to continue to make these videos for you guys. So I want to thank you guys in advance for those of you guys that have purchased from me in the past, and I want to thank you guys in the future for those of you guys that will purchase from me in the future. That allows me to continue to do what I love to do, which is, you know, juice the wheatgrass and juice these things, because this is my breakfast today, right? You guys don't understand. You know, whether I make videos or not, I'm going to be juicing wheatgrass, carrots, and other things because that's just how I live. So it's just an added benefit, and it takes a bit longer when I got to set up the camera and explain these things for you, so you guys can do the things, you know, the best way possible. And that's why I really make these these videos to help you guys out, because in the end, I'm just a consumer of the juicers and these products as well, and I want to know the best one, and you know, I want to know how to best juice them as well. So anyways, I'm going to get back to cutting here. I'll probably be back at you. Well, for you it'll be seconds, for me it'll be minutes until I'm done cutting. All right, last hand of wheatgrass coming out of this 1 pound bag. I've chopped it all up here, and just doing this, I mean, number one, I'm going to tell you guys, right, this is something to do if you got more time than money, right? This is, for me, this has been my most enjoyable thing. I mean, maybe if you're a hair cutter, you like cutting stuff and all this kind of stuff, you know, you might like it. But I mean, this is if you have one of these and you want to juice wheatgrass, you're going to juice it once a month or something to do it the best way. And most of you guys probably won't juice like a pound at a time. This has been a real big pain. I mean, for me, I have multiple juicers. I actually own 20 different juicers myself. So I mean, for you guys, if you want to juice wheatgrass a lot, it's a lot easier just to buy one of these guys, NC800, and just put the wheatgrass in whole without cutting it up. Normally you don't cut wheatgrass, only in a vertical juicer, so that it actually works the best way possible, right? Very important. I want to highly discourage you guys from doing this. It's a pain in the butt. Luckily I haven't cut my finger today, but it's taking a bit of time, all right? So now we got the wheatgrass cut. We're gonna go ahead and simply turn this machine on. I like the Omega VSJ843. In my test, it's produced the highest level of leafy green juice than any other juicer, any other vertical juicer out there. It's the one that I use regularly in my home. All right, let's go ahead and we're gonna feed like little handfuls of the wheatgrass in there at a time. Now, bear in mind, you know, it will make some loud squeaking noises. That's just part of it. The most important thing is you don't want to overfeed the wheatgrass, like one little handful at a time, and let it process it. All right, so as you guys can see, we got the wheatgrass coming out. It's much less noisy than when I pressed, or you know, tried to press a year ago, the uncut wheatgrass. So it is working, and currently the pulp is also coming out, and I don't see any blockages. This is working quite well. It's a little bit messy though, you know. I'm trying to do it as cleanly as I can, but you know, like I'm getting like little cut blades of grass all over the place. Alright, so one thing that I want to do that I'm probably not going to have to do, but I was going to do it if I needed to make this work properly, that you guys could do if you guys don't care, if you have straight wheatgrass shots, right? You could put in a little bit of the cut wheatgrass like I'm doing, and then put in a piece of carrot. So you're going to do wheatgrass, a piece of carrot, wheatgrass, a piece of carrot, and this will allow the machine to work much more efficiently because the carrot pulp is a lot more harder, denser, and firmer, and it's going to be able to push out easier. I mean, how it's working right now, it's actually working quite well because the uncut wheatgrass really didn't work well, but my strategy of doing this working pretty good. I think I'm going to go ahead and juice a lot more of this wheatgrass, and we're going to come back at you when I'm nearly done. All right, so about maybe halfway done, got one whole container down. We're going to go ahead and put the rest in here. Now, so far, so good, right? This machine, you can hear some creaking sounds and whatnot, but the pulp is easily flowing out, and we're getting a lot of juice, so this is really a good thing. Let me go ahead and juice the rest of this wheatgrass. One of the things I want you guys to be aware of when you're juicing wheatgrass or other leafy greens like straight up in the Omega VSJ843 is I always want you guys to keep an eye on, number one, the feed chute. So, you know, occasionally look down in the feed chute and make sure there's not like things are like coming back up at you. The other thing I want you guys to keep an eye on is actually the outlet port where the pulp comes out. I want you guys always to make sure that pulp is continually flowing. Even as I'm sitting here talking to you and I haven't put something in the juicer for a while, pulp is just literally inching out slowly and slowly. So, you know, if things stop flowing, that means the machine's jammed, and that means maybe you're feeding it too fast and or you haven't cut things up small enough. You know, some of these blades of grass, let me go ahead and show you guys. It's like some of these blades of grass, I think I cut them up like a 1/4 inch or less. So that's what I would encourage you guys to do to have the same results. As you guys can see, this is working beautifully. I'm actually quite impressed on how well the VSJ did. It does not surprise me too much though, you know, because I've juiced plenty of leafy greens in the VSJ and I know it does a good job if you prepare the produce properly. Super critical, super important, and this is something the Omega instruction manual does not tell you. So, I mean, literally, if you don't watch my videos, you're not going to know how to do this. All right, so let's see, feed in the rest of that wheatgrass in there. Now, it worked really well. I will say it made a little bit of a mess. I got like wheatgrass shards all over the place, but nonetheless, it's worked really well. And once you put that last bit of wheatgrass in there, I would encourage you guys to like let the machine hang out a little bit and let it run a little bit more. Because some of the grass will not be processed, you know, the final thing. And the other thing you might want to do at the end of the juicing process, maybe just add in like 1 carrot, and that'll help start moving the pulp through, and you'll get more grass out until you start seeing it maybe come out orange. Then you could shut it off. Okay, I'm seeing some orange getting mixed in, and this is if you want straight wheatgrass shots. Otherwise, it behoove you to actually juice a bunch of carrots at the end of juicing the wheatgrass, because there's still wheatgrass in the machine that's not being extracted. And you're gonna feed in carrots until the point where you see actually some of the orange carrot pulp coming out. So we're just gonna go ahead and empty that in there. Oh, maybe we won't empty it in there because I wanna let you guys know how much we yielded. Actually, so we yielded about 10, 11 ounces of wheatgrass in the VSJ from 1 pound of the wheatgrass before I started adding the carrots in. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and maybe add like 1 more carrot in, try to get all the rest of that wheatgrass through, because wheatgrass to me, it's much more valuable than carrot juice, right? Wheatgrass juice, so much more valuable. Carrots are really inexpensive. Wheatgrass, there's not a lot of juice in the wheatgrass, so I wanna make sure I get all the wheatgrass juice out of the juicer when I'm done. If you don't wanna juice carrots at the end, then you know, cut up pieces of celery that's more neutral, like little pieces of celery in 1/4 or 1/8 inch pieces. So we're gonna go ahead and feed 1 more carrot in, and then we're gonna go ahead and call it a day, since I've probably got most of the, you know, wheatgrass ran through the machine. All right, now you guys can see we got just straight up carrot juice coming out, or carrot juice coming out, and straight up carrot pulp coming out. Let's go ahead and turn off the machine and let's take a look at a few things. Number one, I want to show you guys this wheatgrass pulp, right? This wheatgrass pulp, you know, it is a little bit warm. You know, it's probably not above 118 degrees, but it is a bit warm. There's some friction going on to juice it. But here's the pulp right here. You guys can see it. And let me go ahead and take a bunch of pulp in my hand. Right, got a lot of pulp. Let's see if I squeeze it. Squeezing it out. Okay, you can see a little bit of juice dripping, but this juicer is actually quite efficient at juicing the wheatgrass. I'm really impressed. Now, once again, a horizontal juicer may do better, but this machine did do it. Taking apart this machine, if you have problems like taking apart the top when you're done, that means you didn't cut things properly, you overfed because it's jacked it up. It was a little bit more difficult to take off than normal, but not too difficult. Here underneath the top housing, there's no particulate or anything. Let's go ahead and pull out this auger. Now check out this auger. This is critical, right? If you take out this auger at the end of juicing wheatgrass and you see wheatgrass wrapped all around this auger, that means you did not cut your wheatgrass enough. That's what happened to me actually last year when I juiced uncut wheatgrass. Here we're seeing like basically nothing on the auger except some ground up carrot pulp and you know, carrot pulp underneath the auger, which is completely normal. Let's go ahead and pull out this juicing screen. Inside the juicing screen, once again, you're seeing just the carrot pulp, you know, because I fed the carrots last to get all that wheatgrass juice through. Very little anything stuck in the screen, so there's not too much stuff stuck in the screen. It's gonna be really easy to clean, especially if you do less carrots. And finally, here's the bowl here. I like this juicing bowl more than any other vertical juicer because there's actually no little gear on the bottom, and that gear on the bottom can be a challenging point if you're juicing wheatgrass that little gear on the bottom may get stuck with wheatgrass and be really difficult to clean. So for that reason, that's why I like the Omega VSJ. It doesn't have that. But on the bottom of this bowl, it's gonna be really easy to clean. And you know, there's a little bit of a pulp stuck in here in the outlet port here of the wheatgrass and the carrots. But yeah, this Omega VSJ843 juiced wheatgrass amazingly when prepared properly. And once again, cutting all that wheatgrass does take some time. Final thing I want to do for you guys, you know, this should be a fairly pulp-free juice because juicing wheatgrass, there's not a lot of bits in there. So this is gonna be pretty good. Let's go ahead and pour this out and show you guys the consistency. All right, nothing better than a morning shot of wheatgrass. Woo! That's some good stuff. So anyways, that's pretty much it. That's how you properly juice wheatgrass in the VSJ843 or any other vertical juicer. Of course, we have a different vertical juicer, especially one of the cheap knockoffs from China. Probably not gonna work as well. This is my favorite juicer, high end, has a full 15-year warranty. So if you're looking for a vertical single auger juicer, you know, my favorite is the VSJ843, and that's what I use in my kitchen regularly at this time, and would probably be a good investment for you guys as well. It does wheatgrass amazingly, as we learned. And so once again, I would encourage you guys to support me and my work. If you enjoyed this video, it'll allow me to continue to make these educational videos for you guys and juice all kinds of different fruits and vegetables under the sun, and also compare the juicers so you can see which one is the best for you. Be sure to click that like button and give me a thumbs up if you liked it. That'll encourage me some more to do more videos as well. And also be sure to check my past episodes. My past episodes are a wealth of knowledge. Over 450 videos at this time, share with you guys and comparing different juicers, blenders, and dehydrators so you guys could choose the best one for you. Also, don't miss my upcoming episodes. Click that subscribe button right down below so you don't miss out on any of my new and upcoming episodes. You'll get notified every time I have a new and upcoming episode coming out here on YouTube every 5 to 7 days. So with that, my name is John Kohler with discountjuicers.com. Be sure to visit discountjuicers.com/YouTube for special promotional offers for YouTube visitors. Ah, cut my finger! Just kidding. All right.